everyone, and welcome back to yet another episode of Days of Our Suitors, where we talk about the never-ending soap opera that is Oklahoma Sooners football. I'm Britton. I'm here with my dad. Todd, how you doing, Dad?
I'm doing great, Britt. Hi, fans.
Last week, pretty dominant win, if you ask me.
Yeah.
Then we watched the game this week, 28-11. That's kind of a weird score, but win. I'll take it.
Solid win. Lots of room for improvement, I think, but a win's a win. Venable said that this is the type of game that we, would have possibly lost last year. So big fourth quarter, finished them off, but a little too scary for me.
Yeah, it was like, I have some thoughts, but we'll get more into it as.
Well, speaking of that, after the game, the offensive coordinator, Jeff Lebby, had his family on the field, which included his embroiled father-in-law, former Baylor head coach, Art Briles.
Ooh, yeah.
I know a lot of social media outrage towards that. And I know you had some thoughts and a possible rant for the fans here. So what's your thoughts on Art Briles being on the field there, Brett?
Well, let me just back up here and just say, Jeff Lebby. I had been open about my frustrations with his offensive coordinating style. Is that proper English?
Yes, it is.
Okay, good. Because plays it too safe, vanilla, inept play calling all over last year. Mm-hmm. And after 73-0, I'm like, you know what? Maybe Levy's, maybe he's turning a new leaf.
Uh-huh.
I was mistaken. It turned out I was I was taken for a fool. Yeah. Either that or that was just another fluke game where he went back to bad habits. But then this guy decides it would be a great idea to bring Art Briles, his father-in-law, which, okay, I get that, family, but, a guy who's controversial, let's say.
Mm-hmm, at least.
Has basically been blackballed from the league after his little Joe Paterno stunt.
Yep. Grambling fired him after a few days. Go ahead.
Okay. I'm really frustrated with Levy's play calling. Mm-hmm. I guess this is kind of cutting in with the offense this season. Mm-hmm. But what I saw last week was complete ineptitude.
Mm-hmm.
There were some good plays here and there, but there was no
creativity.
Yes, vanilla, inept play calling is just very frustrating.
Mm-hmm.
And then he decides to bring Art Briles, which not only tells me that he's not just an inept offensive coordinator, he also has terrible judgment.
Correct.
Or not terrible, but bad judgment.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, I'm not pleased.
And
I was also ranting on Twitter and Facebook about we should fire him, though I had some time to think about it. I would not be sad if he got fired, but
right. What was the response on Twitter and other social medias to your comments?
My Uncle Ryan was very much on board because he's all like, especially after seeing Texas last week, going toe-to-toe with Alabama, we need to clean up our act on offense.
Yeah.
Just back to basics and inept play calling, vanilla, boring offense. He's run it up the middles on 3rd and long.
Mm-hmm.
Why? Why would you do that?
I don't know.
I know you don't know. I know you're not an insider of OU, but why would you do that?
Yeah, I think he thinks he's tricking the defense. Well, we have supposedly one of the better quarterbacks in the Big 12. We have a slew of receivers that we really didn't turn loose, and I see no reason for most of his play calling. So I agree with you. Very vanilla. Now, some people say that we're holding plays back because we're not wanting to show all the plays that we have to Texas and the other Big 12 members. But come on. Don't let it get down to 14-11 in the fourth quarter. We could have lost that game. We got to be stomping on people's throats.
I know, exactly. It's just like, look, I get we're not going to get 73-0 every week, but what I want is a dominant performance.
I agree.
And I don't think that Jeff Lebby is capable of that. Mm-hmm. And even more, like, what's worrying is that he's not doing it, and it's even more worrying, I don't know if he's capable of doing it.
Yeah. He had flashes last year, and obviously the 73-0, that means nothing. We're playing against basically an overrated high school team last week. So you get against not even Big 12.
Schmo.
Schmo. and we can't do anything against them. They look like they were top-notch defense, which they are not, So I wasn't happy either. I am happy with the win.
We did win. So, defense, good job, boys. Mm-hmm. But, again, I don't want to get ahead of myself. But, yeah, that offense was just, what are you doing?
Yeah,
Also, I should note that not only because Venables and Castiglione thought it was a good idea to keep him on after last year, now after his little stunt with Art Briles, it makes Venables look like an idiot.
Right.
It makes Castiglione look like an idiot, and it makes the rest of Oklahoma look like idiots.
I agree 100%.
and
who is Jeff Lebby?
You know what, Dad? I don't want to look like a fool in front of all of America.
Not either. We've looked like a fool too many times.
Last 2 years.
Yeah. So I'm with you. I mean, maybe Lebby's going to break out here in the last half of the season. He better.
He better. Yeah.
He better. He better because he had a.
Also, his. I saw a press conference he did right after the game, and I was just, oh my god. He's like, oh yeah, we should be more aggressive. Really?
Uh-huh.
Wow.
Worse than that, he was defending having Briles on the field. This is my father-in-law. This is the grandfather of my 2 kids. And who are you? This is Oklahoma football, buddy. Learn. We're bigger than you and your family. Go to the hotel or the restaurant, hang out with them, and take your pictures. Ridiculous.
It was just...
You better hope he has a great year this year. Castiglione may tip the hat to him. See you later.
Get in touch with his mafia roots.
There's a bunch of great offensive coordinators. Now, I know they brought, some of the appeal to him was he is a young, up-and-coming offensive coordinator on paper. But...
I'm just really frustrated at the end of the day.
Yeah, there's plenty of good offensive coordinators out there that don't have a father-in-law that is a pariah of the college football world. So I'm with you on that. So
I mean, I guess it's fortunate Joe Paterno died when he did.
Yeah, let's not get into that.
That's I might piss off some Penn State fans.
So offense 325 total yards against SMU. SMU.
I know.
The juggernaut defense of SMU. That's what you expect against a team like Georgia or Alabama. Not SMU. 176 passing yards by Gabriel. Not impressed.
Oh, yeah. Gabriel was right back to his just moving around, just standing there, holding on to the ball too long. Mm-hmm. It's frustrating. Yeah. And I was just shaking. You saw me, Dad. I was shaking my head a lot during this game. Yeah. I'm like, oh, man, if we don't clean up our act, this is going to be a very long year again. And I don't want another long year. I want a year where I'm like, you know what? I'm feeling okay about this team. Yeah. Going into the SEC, and we're going into the SEC. It's a bunch of sharks over there.
Uh-huh. Yeah, they're not Shmoo.
And you pulled that on Shmoo. Uh-huh. Like, literally, I saw Twitter. Everyone's like, oh, man.
I'm glad we weren't paying Texas this week.
Oh, my gosh. I'm so glad. Yeah. I did not want a 49-0.
So, Gabriel, with just talking about the quarterback play in general, seemed, and maybe it was a little bit of the play calling from Lebby, but seemed like he was holding on to the ball like he did last year, throwing it a little behind their receivers, not leading them so that they can continue their route and possibly get a big gainer or possibly a touchdown.
No, I mean, I should be fair. We shouldn't blame everything on the offensive line. Had some issues.
Yeah,
but,
it seemed like a lot of pressure.
Defending him.
Yeah,
they kept pressuring him, and again, not all his fault.
Yeah,
but again, he keeps holding on. He gets rattled pretty easily.
I was afraid of that. I was afraid we won that game big last week, and everybody would kind of relax and, we're OU, we're back, and we don't have to have our A game. We have to have our A game every game this year. We're not that good yet. We have to have our A game every game.
Yeah, I was about to say, after 6 and 7, I would be playing my heart out.
You have to.
At least the defense got that. Idea through their head because. Yeah. Let me tell you, they played their heart out that night.
They did.
Now, I won't pretend that. Now I don't know if people are saying that we're the best defense. I don't know if I'd say that, but our defense was really good. Even though Shmoo for some reason kept getting off plays, but good play's a good play. But
I thought their quarterback was really excellent.
He definitely has a future, but. Yeah. Yeah, no, I mean, we were on him, we kept the pressure on, but he was just good. He just kept making plays, even though we were, not any fault of the defense. Defense was really putting their all in, and of course, Lebby, this clown, walks up on the. He's like, "Oh yeah, proud of our defense." Yeah, maybe you should have some offensive play calling that's more aggressive, buddy.
And don't put the pressure on the defense. We did hold them to 327 total yards, 11 points, which I think that's their lowest total in several years. Stutzman finally gets the first sack for the defense this year. I think some of these lines in the first 2 games have been max protection, and so hopefully
improved. I thought.
Yeah, hopefully
defense really saved saved us.
Hopefully we'll see some breakthroughs on the sacks, but I did see a lot of pressure, a lot of guys breaking through. The quarterback was good; he could scramble around, kind of fade away, and made some fantastic throws. On several plays. So. But great job by the defense. Now, as we said, Gabriel, a little lackluster in the quarterback play. What do you think about the running backs? What do you think about Tyree Walker?
I mean, as much as I griped about him keeping up the running up the middle, and Ryan's like, "Oh man, it's like we're playing Stoops again." Because I don't know, Bob liked to run it up the middle for some reason.
Yeah. I guess Ryan doesn't remember when we scored 60 points like 6 games in a row. In 2008.
Yeah, I guess not. But
Walker had 117 yards, something like that.
He has a future.
Yeah.
Either that or he's like one of those he's going to be there for a year and he's going to leave, which that would suck.
No, I don't think so. He's a walk-on junior. He's getting his chance here. Came from Las Vegas, junior college transfer, so I think he's going to stick around. He's getting his opportunity. He looks like a little bowling ball out there. Reminds me a little bit of Ramondre Stevens.
Oh yeah.
So
yeah, that dude was a tank.
Yeah, but my question to you is, when are we going to see the emergence of Barnes and Sawchuk? They were supposed to be our bell cows this year, and they're barely getting any carries. I think Barnes. I guess Lebby and Venables
major for some reason. I don't know, but
we got the major and Tawee show right now. But I'm ready to see some Barnes, and I'm really ready to see some Sawchuk. He looked great in the bowl game last year. So anyway, well, Tawee was solid. Had 120 yards, I believe, and 149 total yards on the ground by all backs. Now, what about our wide receiver core? We didn't see much of the wide receivers.
Yeah, I know. Another frustrating because Gabriel kept freaking holding on to the ball.
Yeah,
and he's just running around out there. I don't know.
Our transfer from Michigan looks solid.
We had some good plays though. That guy from Michigan made some good catches. Farouk, finally got a touchdown.
Right.
Where, we're like, thank.
There was a Farouk sighting, so he is still on the team. But mostly short passing game. Didn't give him really a chance to shine.
Stoops had some good catches, I think. Sorry, I didn't mean to.
He had a couple of good catches. I think his shoulder's still bothering him.
Yeah.
I saw him kind of rubbing it and kind of rolling it around. So I don't know if he's 100%. But our guys from last week, some of our young guys, Anderson, Gibson, those guys, we really didn't see them in the game. So, again, what's up, Lebby?
And Venables.
let's get the guys out there. Well, I mean, Lebby's running the offense. Venables is running the defense. So, but I wasn't that excited about it. Our tight ends finally, I think, Stogner finally caught a pass, and then
everyone's like, "Where's Stogner? I thought you guys got him back."
And then the other tight end, 16, he caught a touchdown pass. There, a little short touchdown pass. So, all in all, wide receivers. I don't know if it was their fault, what's going on, but. We didn't see much of them. And then, like we said earlier, the O-line seemed like they had allowed a lot of pressure on Gabriel.
It just seemed like we were just goofing off and not really... It was frustrating watching that offense. And so clean up your act, boys.
Yeah. Like we said before, the defense looked really solid. We held them to 327 yards. That's a potent offense.
Looking, man. We only held them to 11 points. And we... what was it? 325 yards?
327. We had 25. They actually outgained us. That's how bad Lebby was.
Oh, my God.
SMU outgained us.
Oh, my God.
And it wasn't like we had a punt return or something like that took away possession from us. They just outgained us. So that's really poor game overall on the offensive side. But on the defense, it was solid. Defense
is looking SEC. There's some people might make fun of me for this, but whatever. Our defense is looking ready. We're playing it really physical, as they like to say. We're really putting pressure on the quarterback. He's a good quarterback. He kept making. He would just for some reason they can just Houdini a great play out of. He's just one of those guys. He can just Houdini a great play.
Yeah.
For whatever reason.
He was a highly recruited quarterback.
Defense, man. What were you saying?
I think Venables said that they had recruited him out of high school, even at Clemson. So he was a well-known quarterback. I'm not sure why he ended up at SMU, but anyway, he was a good quarterback. Now, Stutzman, 17 tackles. Is that any good? He was flying everywhere, right?
I don't know if you're implying if that's a good thing but I'd say that's a good thing.
Yeah, it's great. Yes. 17 tackles.
Stutzman
I think that was
kind of on and off last year. He'd make some great plays, and then there was some other times he just didn't.
He looks great this year. He's flying around. Looks like he knows exactly what he's doing out there.
I remember one of the problems last year is Venables kept saying the guys kept forgetting where they're
supposed to line up.
Yeah, supposed to line up or whatever, and just leave these open fields for the other players to run around.
I think for the most part we've kind of got that figured out for the first two games. Now again, we haven't played the greatest offenses in the country yet. We'll see what happens when we play Texas. But Stutzman, 17 tackles. He had a sack, and he recovered a fumble. Did you like that fumble that Key Lawrence punched out of the guy's...
that went from to
Went from a big play for them, and then to we got the ball. So
and then Lebby decided to screw around, and we didn't do anything with that. So great job, boys.
And then Peyton Bowen, the new freshman,
he's
out
looking
of Denton, he's starting to emerge. I'm starting to like him a lot. And then special teams. Again, Peyton Bowen gets a blocked punt. We hadn't seen one of those in a while.
No.
On the OU side, anyway.
No, not in a while. But yeah, defense, man. That Ted Roof defense, and I guess Venables is also running it, but they're very much improved from last year.
I agree. I think they're going to do well this year. And all around, I think
our defense is going to bail us out a few times.
Yeah, hopefully so. We need that.
I'm hoping for, and it's also kind of sad.
Yeah. Well, I hope the offense will come around. I think they will, and we'll see what happens.
They better. I mean, good Lord. If I were Lebby, I don't know if I could take any more of this criticism. I'd just be like, fine, I'll show you what I can do.
Well, we got to win.
That's true.
Okay, so we're 2-0.
And what's that they say? Defenses win championships.
Yeah. So hopefully we'll continue to build that defense, and the offense will come around, and we'll have a good season. So let's talk about some games around the country from last year. Let's start out with the big game.
Oh man,
Texas is back.
Oh man, I make fun of Sark a lot. You know me, but I mean, making fun of Texas is a pastime of Days of Our Sooners. But Texas, man, I was really nervous watching that game. That's all I'll say. So that tells you how good they played it. They came prepared. Now, I'm not saying Alabama just got completely embarrassed. Well, from a certain perspective, I'm sure someone could say Alabama got embarrassed, but I wouldn't say so. I don't know if it was that Alabama was bad in that game, or if Texas is just like coming out 2006 prime Vince Young leading them to the national championship. Texas, God forbid. But I don't know.
Alabama, their defense looked like the defense of Alabama early on. That Texas offense, they look potent. Ewers looks like he's got his confidence up this year, and they were busting off some big plays on that Alabama defense, and that's at Alabama.
Oh yeah, that quarterback. I think he's a new guy, but clearly it shows because he was making some good throws here and there, but he keeps overthrowing his dude, man.
Yeah, he's a great. He looked like a good runner anyway. What
time it is?
He looks like a good runner, but he's got to improve his passing skills. I don't think Bama's the Bama of old. Now they may become the Bama of old, throughout the year when that kid gets more experience. But I guess Texas is back. That's all we know for now. You go into Bama and win. What can you say? Did you know the last two teams, non-SEC, to go into to Bama and win?
Were they both Texas teams?
Nope.
Oh, because I remember I thought A&M beat them at home.
Texas beat them. A&M was a SEC team at the time. Texas beat them this year, and OU beat them in 2003. Heard that stat after the game.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
So maybe we are ready for the SEC. I don't know. 2003 is a long time ago.
Yeah, but no, Texas, man. Now, do I think it'll be 49-0? Please no.
Yeah.
But we were looking defense looked improved. Yeah. So I think if we keep playing defense at least, and if the offense can get its head out of its where, we can have a more balanced game.
Yeah.
And we'll have another Red River Classic.
Yeah, well, we got some more warm-up before Texas. So
that's true.
Let's just concentrate on Tulsa.
I've had some people go like, dude, calm down. Yeah, Texas, it's only the second game. I'm like, dude, they just beat Alabama. What do you want me to do? Like, you know how much, like, it's like what you're always saying, like, when we play against Oklahoma, every team is trying to, like, beat them. It's the same thing with Alabama.
Oh, yeah, for sure. For sure. They want to bring out their best game. Now, what about Coach Prime? Colorado smashes the poor Nebraska Cornhuskers.
Oh, my God. It's just...
beat them badly.
Man. God, you make me sick in my heart for Nebraska.
Yeah, poor fans. They got great fans up there, and they're just supposed to be getting tortured up there.
Oh, man.
Nothing works. Nothing works.
Well, don't say that. They lost. Didn't they lose like Minnesota last week?
Who haven't they lost to? Yeah, they lost to Minnesota in week 1. They lose to Colorado in week 2.
Matt Rule, he's a good college coach. Managed to get Baylor back and going after the aforementioned Art Briles really screwed him over for a few years. Apparently he did well at Temple, which who's Temple, but. Went to the NFL, and as it goes, usually when college coaches go up there, it's kind of a clown show. So
not many have done well. Pete Carroll, maybe.
Pete Carroll,
yeah.
But that man he's got that Nick Saban magic or something. I don't know. Yeah, even Nick Saban, if I remember, that was actually where I first remember him from was his brief NFL stunt. Yeah. If I remember right, he didn't do too bad.
He didn't do too bad, but he didn't do anything special, and he found out that the college game better suited his skills. And then Utah, I thought Utah was going to crush Baylor, and then Baylor had him down for most of the game.
Poor Baylor. Oh man, that talk about a brutal loss. Like they had Utah by the balls there for a minute, and then Utah got its act together. I don't know. It was a good game of football. That's all. It wasn't really any fault of anybody. It was just a good game of football. But if Baylor can go toe to toe, and maybe Utah just took them lightly and just got surprised. But
possibly. So Baylor's 0-2.
Yeah.
Not looking too good.
One guy's for the coach. I always forget his name. Very serious. Well,
I've forgotten it myself right now. I can't believe it. I can't believe I've forgotten it. Dave Aranda, sorry.
Dave Aranda, that's right.
I'm getting old, son. I'm getting old. Miami beats A&M. The U is back, huh? Is the U back?
Well, I mean,
they beat them pretty bad.
Well, it was a game there for a minute, and then Miami just took it over, and then just bent them over and just started spanking them.
Yeah, and then another game I thought was going to be a blowout. Oregon over Tech. Tech had a chance to win that game. I believe the score was 31-30, 32-30. I believe that was close. And then Oregon gets a late interception for a touchdown.
Yeah, I saw that. I was like, ouch.
Yeah, to pull that one out. So pretty good game, though. So Tech showed that they
still got grit after last year.
Then Iowa beats Iowa State. What's new there?
Yeah.
It was a 20-13 game. And then your favorite team, University of Southern California, stomps Stanford.
Oh, yeah. I was watching that. I'm like, oh, gosh. Turn it to the... I can't watch this no more.
We had to turn the channel. We couldn't even take it anymore.
We were just disgusted.
Yeah. So.
Imagine being a Stanford fan.
Yeah.
It's like 49-0 last year.
Now, this week's games, there's not a big slate of big games this week. Obviously we've got Tulsa.
Oh yeah, I was gonna ask you real quick. So you think Colorado's big deal or a real deal?
I don't know. We're getting ready to find out because they got Colorado State, which is their in-state rival this week. I expect them to win, and then they go into the USC, Washington, and Oregons of the world.
That should be fun football.
We're going to find out pretty quick if Coach Prime is all show or if he's actually got a real team.
Hey, I mean, I'm just saying, this team's been looking good so far. I mean, they beat TCU, and TCU is not terrible.
Yeah. Yep, and, Nebraska, I can't say.
I was about to say, Nebraska, I'm sorry, fans.
So, Colorado State has been in the past a tough game for them, but I expect Colorado to win this one easily, and then we'll get into Pac-12 play, and then we'll find out what they're really all about.
All right, but going back to Tulsa.
All right,
we're playing Tulsa.
Us against Tulsa. Now, have you ever heard of a guy named Kevin Wilson? He's the head coach of Tulsa. You ever heard of that guy?
I have not.
Now, he was our offensive coordinator when we won those 6 games and scored 60 points.
Maybe we should get that guy back.
Back when Sam Bradford was our quarterback. So this guy is a known play caller. His teams are tough, gritty. He's an old offensive lineman. So I expect Tulsa to improve this year and then on as Wilson is leading the team. But has Tulsa got what it takes to stay with the Sooners this week, you think?
I mean, I don't see. We would have to. OU. I'm hoping if we lose to Tulsa, I will be very worried. Right. That's all I'll say. I think we'll win. I'm like 90% sure we're going to win the game.
It's at Tulsa.
It'll
still be a home game for us. We'll have more Sooner fans there in the Tulsa Stadium.
Poor Tulsa.
But I don't know much about it. I know Tulsa's, I think, starting quarterback and second-team quarterback are injured, so I'm expecting a blowout. I'm expecting OU to roll up. I'm expecting Lebby to pull his head out of his rear end and get the offensive side rolling. I'm expecting the defense to possibly shut them out. Unless there's some kind of fluke, maybe a three-pointer, maybe a couple of field goals. But I'm expecting a big win for the Sooners this week.
Yeah, that's what I'm hoping for. That's what I'm expecting. But 20. I wasn't expecting 28-11. So I guess we'll see.
Yeah, we'll see. And then, like I said, Colorado's got Colorado State. I expect that to be an easy win for the Buffs. And then we get into a little bit of what they like to call SEC conference play. So we got Tennessee and Florida. Yeah, they start a little early, and they usually have that really weak game at the end of the year against a non-conference. So they usually start their conference play a little earlier than the rest of the conferences. So Florida, Tennessee and Florida, is that a big game this year? I don't think Florida's there this year.
I was about to say, yeah. God, I'm thinking of that guy. What'd you think of the team? Awful.
Mullins.
He's like, he's like, what should he do during the second half? Get better.
Yeah, he was telling the truth.
Yeah, they're still recovering from that decade-long hangover from Urban Meyer, who I absolutely detest. But as you know, I don't love Urban Meyer.
Right. Well, he's not in football anymore, so you cannot love him. I don't even think he's on the.
I'm still surprised that they're letting him. I'm surprised he's come out of his hidey hole after that little Jacksonville stunt he pulled.
Yeah.
But yeah.
We got Georgia versus South Carolina. You got any interest in that game? We got Rattler on the other side there. Our old buddy Spencer Rattler. Has he got any game left?
He should, but he's not a bad quarterback. He's kind of like Gabriel. He just gets rattled easily.
Yeah, I don't know if his offensive line's got the strength.
I actually saw an interview with him the other day. Sorry, I don't mean to interrupt you, but I saw an interview with him the other day. He's like, so the guy's like, so what was the difference between South Carolina and OU's offense? It's like, well, when I was at OU, they would just do like these they would just use a couple words to say what they were going to do. Because, Lincoln Riley, offensive guru.
Yeah.
He's like, it's more structured at South Carolina. So I'm like, okay. I don't know what that means, but...
Yeah, I think, Riley's probably got some...
he probably just has it in his head.
Yeah, he's got nicknames for plays, probably.
Yeah, probably.
Run the goose play, and then they run it, versus the X, Y, do this, do that, so... anyway, so I expect Georgia to crush.
Yeah, I haven't seen Georgia do anything. Like, are they?
Well, they're playing rum-dum teams, so they really... I mean, they may have been on TV, but you and I aren't going to watch that game, right? So
yeah, I'm expecting the big ones, like when they'll go up against Alabama. Which, after that display against Texas, I'd be worried as an Alabama fan.
Yeah.
Georgia might go for 3 years in a row.
Saban has propensity to get the team back ready. So
that's true. I'm
sure practice isn't going to be fun in Bama this week.
He was like, but you let them beat us at our home stadium? Can't believe you.
What about LSU versus Mississippi State? LSU took a big loss to Florida State. Mississippi State going to keep up with the Bengal Tigers? Go Tigers.
I'm going for LSU because, my issues with Brian Kelly aside, he's a good coach.
Yeah,
so.
Yeah. I expect LSU to roll there. And then we've got an old big...
Kind of comes off as a not nice man.
Yeah. Then we got an old Big 8 rivalry: Missouri versus K-State. K-State going to be able to take
Wait, I thought it was Missouri and Kansas.
Is it Missouri and Kansas? I think it was K-State, but I don't know. I could be wrong. But either way, can Missouri beat either of the Kansas teams?
Kansas, I don't know. Kansas actually. Well, Kansas has been slowly recovering, slowly getting their act together these past couple years. So, it might be more of a game. Do I think they'll beat Kansas State? Well, I have learned from getting embarrassed by them last year, never underestimate those pesky Wildcats.
That's
because, let me tell you, that Deuce, or what was his name? The McCaffrey guy, Deuce Vaughn?
Yeah, Deuce Vaughn. Playing for
that
the Cowboys
dude was
now.
A maniac. He was the bane of OU's existence for the years we played against him.
I'm glad they turned Deuce loose.
I'm so glad.
Sure. Yeah.
Oh man, he was a maniac.
I actually haven't seen K-State play this year, but I would say that K-State's going to win that game. So, all right, very good. Well, I looked through all the games. I didn't see any big games other than the SEC games, which we're going to find out next year. Next year.
What we're really made of.
Every week is a big week next year. There are no cream puffs in the Southeast Conference.
Well, maybe like South Carolina.
Yeah, maybe South Carolina, maybe Vanderbilt, but those teams can.
Well, we're going to see Mizzou again. We're going to rekindle that old rivalry.
And A&M.
And A&M. Yeah.
And we get to play Granny's favorite team.
Ooh, Arkansas.
The Razorbacks. We don't play them next year, but we will play them here in the near future. So
that should be a fun game.
So let's turn our attention.
Hopefully it'll be at Arkansas. I can actually wear my OU garb. No one will look at me weird.
There'll be pig sueying you right in your ear.
Just be like, yeah, you suck. Yeah, it's going to be fun.
Let's turn our attention to the NFL.
Oh, yeah. A chaotic week. Yeah. Let me tell you, it's just the script writers flipped the table. It's
did.
Chaos this year.
Let's start off with the first game of the year: Lions versus Chiefs. Chiefs blowout, right?
Yeah, that's what I thought. Well, hold on. I've heard the Lions did improve, so I was expecting it to be more of a game. But I was expecting Chiefs, Super Bowl champs. You know, they're gonna pull it out
at Arrowhead. Of course, they're gonna pull that out.
Well, I was wrong.
Now here's the arrogance of some of these teams. They let go of Tyreek Hill.
Oh, no.
And then Kelsey's hurt.
Oh, yeah.
And then they have nobody to catch Mahomes' passes. No difference makers. So that's what happens when you get too much arrogance.
You get too cocky.
Then you lose to the Lions at home.
Now, okay, let's not... I have a buddy named Josh who's a Lions fan. And I literally texted him right after Chiefs lost, which gobsmacked me as much as everyone else. And I'm like, dude... You guys just beat the Chiefs. He's like, I know. And then he put up on Facebook later, never thought I'd say this, but I'm glad to be a Lions fan.
There you go. Dan Campbell, Lions coach.
Yeah,
he's bringing them back.
I like Dan Campbell. He has a lot of passion.
Oh, yeah.
He's definitely a guy. I like him more than Matt Patricia. That guy was a clown.
Yeah. I don't want to make a mistake on his team. I feel like he'd rip my face mask straight off, punch me in my nose. So
So that set the tone for the week. Just chaos.
Yeah. Now the Browns stomped the Bengals.
That was another one. I'm like, what?
Joe Burrow.
Did the teams like? There's this really stupid movie that came out a bunch of years ago about Kevin Durant, and he switches his like mad basketball skills with like this random kid from nowhere. That's literally what happened with the Bengals and the Browns. They have like that's like, hey, I hope you win. And, oh yeah, whatever. And they like switched Juju or something because like not Juju Smith-Schuster, but like what happened?
Deshaun Watson MVP.
I hope not. That's all I'll say.
Yeah, that was a shocker there. And then our old buddy Baker Mayfield goes ahead and goes in and
goes toe to toe with the Purple People Eaters.
Yeah, and beat him 20-17. That's our guy.
Yeah,
way to go, Baker.
Hopefully, he has a good career. You know, he was doing some good work in Browns, and he's like, you know what? I'm bored. I want to go to some other teams before I retire.
Still making money, baby.
Yeah,
still making money. Hey, hang in there as long as you can, Baker. 49ers crush the Steelers. 30-7, I think it was.
Oh yeah, that's very
beatdown.
Very proud organization. The Steelers, I know. One of my favorite football YouTubers is a Steelers fan, so I'm sure he was just. I'm sure he wasn't surprised because he's been lamenting the just rotting corpse of the Pittsburgh Steelers. For I would not be surprised they became a clown show in a few years.
Well, my old boss is a 49ers fan.
I bet he was very pleased.
He's such a fan that he went to the game in Pittsburgh.
Oh.
So he's a traveling 49ers fan. So I'm sure he was very happy.
Yeah, I talked with I talked with a friend of mine who's on YouTube. Not really friend, but we know each other. Right? Acquaintances, I guess is better. 49ers fan. Yeah, first thing I said to him when we were having a podcast together, I'm like, oh man, yeah, you guys, you're like our kryptonite, man.
Talking about Cowboys?
Yeah.
And the Saints beat King Henry. Little small upset there, or?
Well, Titans are always on and off.
That's
Henry,
true.
man, I love, you know me, love me Derrick Henry. But he's been carrying that team for a very long time. But
it's a good win. Is like I think it was a 1.17-16, something like that, or maybe it was a little or maybe that's.
The Saints are kind of coming back, you know, after the Sean Payton era, which speaking of that, Denver can't seem to get it's kind of like Nebraska, they can't get a break.
Yeah,
but then again, only first game, so.
Yeah, the Russell Wilson show has not taken off in Denver. They lose to the Raiders. What about a big game and the Eagles beating the Patriots 25-20?
I was watching that game, and my buddy,
close game.
My buddy Dan, who's a big Eagles fan, always giving me stuff about being a Cowboys fan. I texted him right after. I'm like, oh yeah, congrats on the Eagles win. And he's like, yeah, Yeah, now Cowboys are just, well, that's but yeah, no, yeah, Eagles went toe-to-toe. I guess old Darth Belichick still has some tricks up his sleeve, going toe-to-toe with a Super Bowl contender.
They got behind early and they tried to come back, but the Eagles had enough in them to hold them off. So that was a pretty good game, and big game pulled it out. So, and then the shootout of the day, the Dolphins beat the Chargers 36-34. Tua has 400 passing yards. Tyreek Hill, the guy that the Chiefs let go, 215 yards receiving.
Yeah, he's a good player, Tyreek.
Yeah.
He's I think he was at the Steelers, then he went to the Chiefs. Or no. Wait a minute. No, he was at the Chiefs.
Yeah, he was always at the Chiefs. Then he went to the Dolphins. So.
Oh, yeah, he was at OSU, wasn't he?
That's right. He made that big punt return where Bob Stoops repunted the ball to him. We had him down in the fourth quarter, about a minute left in the game. We punt it. They do a fair catch. So we've got them stopped, and then they had an offsides or something, and Bob Stoops makes the worst decision of his career and repunts the ball to Tyreek Hill. He takes it back for a touchdown, and we lose the game.
That was not a fun time. I'm like, man, we lost to OSU?
Yeah, that's pitiful.
OSU?
We've only lost 19 times in over 100 years, so yeah, Bob owns that one. So
yeah, hadn't he said that was the worst?
Yeah, I'm not saying anything Bob hadn't already said about himself. He's the kind of guy that looks in the mirror first. You know, he's not looking out the window to see whose mistake it is. He knows that it was his mistake. So.
Yeah.
And then the Packers look good without Aaron Rodgers. They beat the Bears 36-20.
So I guess I thought the Packers were going to be a clown show.
Yeah,
but
I did too.
hey, no.
I guess they knew what they were doing.
They got a good coach over there. I forget the dude's name. It's not Shanahan. He's at 49ers.
Yeah, it's not coming to me. So the Cowboys, your Cowboys.
Woo! We playing our old
beat their rivals.
Playing
New York Football Giants. 40-0.
Oh man, Matt LaFleur is the Packers head coach.
That's right. That's right.
Going back to the Cowboys, yeah, I was very pleased as a Cowboys fan, but I have a bit of a soft heart. I felt really bad for the Giants fans because that was just an embarrassing game all around. I got bored. I was reading dude, I was so unconcerned about the Cowboys. Like, I literally got one of my books that I was going to finish, and I finished it while the game was wrapping up.
Then for the Cowboys, Mike McCarthy, the head coach, was the old offensive coordinator over in Green Bay, or maybe head coach also. I believe he was the head coach there.
I think he was the head coach.
Yeah, he was the head coach over there. He was calling the plays, 40 points against the Giants at New York. And that defense and your main man.
Dan Quinn.
Yeah.
I mean, aside from the 28-3 debacle, he's a very good defensive coordinator.
Yeah,
now then again, the Giants just look pitiful.
40-0.
Yeah, no, that's unheard of.
Barkley couldn't even break loose.
I like Saquon Barkley.
Yeah, he's a good player, but the Cowboys had him wrapped up. They just didn't give him a chance. And then a really, really surprising. So the Jets acquire Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah, I heard he got hurt too.
And
then they win anyway.
Yeah, down 13-3 in the first half. The fans are looking like somebody slapped their mama.
Just
all
murdered.
Sad. I was waiting for him to pull out the grocery bags and put them over their heads because they've just been so bad for so many years, and then they pull out a win without Aaron Rodgers. I heard today that Aaron Rodgers is out for the year, torn Achilles.
Oh.
All that money.
Are you serious? Like,
I am serious.
All that teasing he did, and he's like, oh, maybe I'm gonna. Wait, I might not leave the Packers. Oh, wait, I'm leaving. Later, Packers. Good luck without me.
Yeah.
Laser guided karma, if I've ever heard of one.
Oh yeah, got to say that.
Ouch.
And he got his haircut this year too. He got him all cleaned up, and then out for the year. So football's a cruel game.
But yeah,
the game
Jets,
will punish you.
I guess the Jets, inspired by Aaron Rodgers' injury, decided, you know what? We're tired of being one of the laughing stocks in the NFL. We're gonna smack them.
They were down 13-3 at half. The Jets roll all the way back up and get ahead 16-13 with just a couple minutes left in the game. The Bills, which are one of the favorites in the AFC, come back and tie the game and put it into overtime. Win the toss. So I'm thinking, okay, well, the Bills are going to go ahead and win it right here. They go 3 and out, punt the ball, and a punt return wins the game for the Jets. 22-16. So what an exciting finish and what a great game.
It's like kind of a solid, a very fitting wrap up to the week because man, chaos like I said earlier. Oh my gosh.
And then for next week, our Cowboys have those Jets. What do you think they're going to do to the Jets without Aaron Rodgers?
Oh man, I don't know. Should be. I'm hoping it'll be a game, but I'm expecting the Cowboys will win that one.
Yeah,
but
I think the Cowboys will take care of business there. And then the Chiefs have the Jaguars this week. What do you think about that game?
Well,
do you think the Chiefs can bounce back and beat the up-and-coming Jaguars?
Well, they should. Kansas City's kind of like the Alabama of NFL. Like most years they're pretty good, but sometimes they get kind of lazy.
Yeah.
Like, oh man, I think it was when we came back against Texas a few years ago. That was when they were being lazy, just got smashed by the Bills. Mm-hmm. I think it might be one of their years where they just kind of probably will do well in the in the long run, but slow start.
Yeah, very
I'm
slow
sure
start.
Cliff is very upset.
I think he is. Hope he's not on suicide watch just yet.
Oh, jeez.
And then there's not any real big games. Viking Eagles, that's the Thursday night game. I'll be in Galveston for that one, so I'll be on the beach. And then the Ravens and the Bengals, that ought to, it looks good on paper. Seahawks, Lions, Colts, Texans, kind of a stinker.
The
Bears maybe against Buccaneers. Maybe Baker can go 2-0 to start his career there in Tampa Bay. The Packers have the Falcons. I mean, based on what I saw last week, I think the Packers should win that game. Bills and Raiders, I would have to think that the Bills would bounce back. Any thoughts on any of those games I just mentioned?
Any of those turn you on? Talk about a tonal shift.
Yeah.
We're going from chaos to oh man, like these are so the vanilla games.
Yeah. Chargers, Titans. So King Henry will get a chance to play against that Titans defense that gave up 400 plus defense against the team that gave up 400 yards to Tua. So I don't know. I may like the Chargers in that one. 49ers and Ram in the California Bowl. Any thoughts there? You got 49ers versus the Rams?
On that one.
I'm thinking 49ers blowout.
It kind of icks me out to say it because I still have a grudge against the 49ers, but I think the 49ers have that one because Raiders are just Raiders are they're.
And then Cardinals, Giants. That sounds like another stinker there. Commanders. Who are they? I've never heard of the Commanders.
The Washington football team.
You talking about the Redskins?
Yeah, that's right.
Okay. Redskins versus the Broncos.
It kind of sucks that they're not the Redskins anymore because
that's
Dallas
all the
Cowboys.
Yeah,
Cowboys
and Indians.
Yeah.
Come on, man. I understand.
And Commanders is such like a generic name too. Yeah. It's like a bad hockey team.
Yeah, they went from a little racist to total vanilla with the Commanders.
Maybe they'll find another Indian theme, and that's less offensive than Redskins.
I don't know. I think they're going to stick with the Commanders for some reason. Then Dolphins Patriots, an old AFC East rivalry. Any thoughts there? Belichick versus Tua.
It should be fun.
Yeah,
going back to. Hold on. Going back to. We were just talking about it.
Commanders Broncos. Dolphins Patriots.
Oh, Dolphins Patriots. I don't know. Dolphins. They've been slowly getting their act together. They fired Brian Flores unfairly, I should say. Yeah, no, they're getting their act together. They got Tua. I mean, Tua, if the guy doesn't get hurt, he should be fine.
Yeah.
Dude's got like I was talking with some other friends of mine about this NFL upcoming season, well, upcoming at the time anyway, and we were like, yeah, man. One of them was like, I wouldn't be surprised if Tua just took the money after this year and was like, just takes a little coconut drink and just sip it and hang out in Miami.
Well,
and I would not blame him at all.
How many concussions can one man take?
I'm sure he's worried about CTE too. My God.
CTE, yeah, CTE, is that what it is? Yeah, and the only advice I have for the Patriots: don't punt to Tyreek Hill. Ask Bob Stoops about that one.
Don't do that.
And then Saints, Panthers. We got 2 Monday Night Football games this week.
Well, that's 2. Why?
Yeah, I don't know. Saints, Panthers.
Just really going for the chaos this year.
I don't know what's going on with that game, why that's a Monday night game. And then Browns, Steelers, AFC.
Which should be an interesting game since there's a lot of question marks about the Steelers. And the Browns came out of nowhere after getting good, browning it up again, and then getting good again. So we'll see.
Well, I feel like the Browns, their defense looked rock solid against Burrow.
Also Chubb, man.
Yeah, and they got the Chubb guy, and I guess Deshaun Watson. He's looking for another massage, I guess. I don't know. So anyway, we're in full football season now, Brett.
We're all in, baby.
We're all in the football season.
I'm just hoping OU gets all of their kinks together.
Yeah, I would like to see some consistency out of them.
One of my big frustrations in the Riley era is that it never really seemed like the teams were in balance.
Right.
Like the offense would do really good, the defense would suck. The defense would start to step up. The offense decided to drop an egg.
Yeah.
As they like to say.
And we're still kind of in that mode right now as far as I can see. I'm hoping we can bounce back here against Tulsa. Going to Cincinnati next week. So
playing against, Cincinnati.
The
which
Bearcats.
Should be our, which should have been our first big challenge, but we're kind of struggling against SMU. So, question marks. Just question marks. That's all I'll say.
Well, I hope we can bounce back, see our old friend Kevin Wilson there and put a beat down on him. And get that offense rolling again. And then if the defense can keep playing like they're playing, I think we should get an easy win there.
Yeah.
So, any final thoughts before we end this today?
Get your act together, Lebby.
Lebby, get your father-in-law off the field. Keep him there. He's not allowed in the stadium. Goodbye, Lebby. Boomer.
Sooner.
All right. Yeah. See you next week, fans.
All right. And this has been yet another... I always want to say season, but another day of Days of Our Sins. Until next time, Boomer Sooner, baby.